Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros.
This is interesting because when you talk about the Philadelphia Eagles team and all of the strengths that they appear to have, all of the moves that they have made so far, this list kind of embodies what I've said recently about the Eagles. I could see them with the amount of talent that they have. Offense, defense, offensive line, defensive line. It shored up the linebacker position, the corner position, the running back position, tight ends, wide receiver position, of course. I could see this team being good, and I could still see them moving on from Jalen Hurts. I could see them pulling a 49ers who didn't end up trading Jimmy Garoppolo, but got all the way to the Super Bowl and tried to trade him the next season. I could see this team being good, but the front office still saying, we could still improve at the quarterback position. I could see that happening. But anyway, the NBC Sports, Dave Zangaro ranked the positions by the Philadelphia Eagles 1 through 10. So let's check them out and see if we agree with this. Expectations are high for the Eagles in 2022. I don't know if the expectations are high. I'm not doing that to myself. You can have high expectations if you want to. I'm still where I was at. Now I'm a little higher than I was, but I'm not sitting here, selling to myself that this team is a Super Bowl contender. I think this team's going to be a lot more competitive than they were last season. And yeah, they made the playoffs. Yeah, they beat 9 bad teams in a row by running the ball 70 times a game. I get that. But I think this team could be more competitive with at least teams above 500. But I wouldn't say they have high expectations. It wasn't easy to rank their position groups, but here's what I came up with from strongest to weakest. The strongest position group for the Philadelphia Eagles, according to Dave Zagaro, is the offensive tackle position. I agree with that. That's the strongest position. Lane Johnson, Jordan Mailata, Pro Bowl caliber players. And when he's healthy, there's not a better right tackle than Johnson. I agree. Mailata is already very good left tackle and presumably be getting better. And after those two guys, the Eagles have solid backups in Andre Dillard, Jack Driscoll, and LaRaven Clark. I'm going to agree with that. And that's the main reason that they had the rushing attack that they had last season, because the offensive tackle position is massive. And Jordan Mailata being a rugby player and, them turning him into a Pro Bowl caliber offensive tackle is incredible, and like an amazing job done by the Philadelphia Eagles, their staff, Howie Roseman to draft him, everybody. Number 2, defensive tackle. We're gonna throw in Jordan Davis there, even as a rookie, but he takes the defensive tackle position to another level, and I can't wait to watch that kid play as a rookie. Even if we recognize that Fletcher Cox isn't the same dominant player he once was, we have to realize he's still pretty good. He's part of a rotation with Pro Bowler Javon Hargrave, as well as first-round pick Jordan Davis and last year's third-round pick Milton Williams. That's very good, deep 4-man rotation that will keep those guys fresh throughout the season. Hey, we got to the Super Bowl by having, arguably the number 1 defensive line in football. So I hope we get back to that. Because that's definitely a way to dominate the NFL. It's having a very strong defensive line. Number 3, he has cornerback. I don't know if I agree with this off the top, just because I don't know what James Bradberry looks like. I know he had a bad year with the Giants last year. I know he was a Pro Bowler the year before that. At 29 years old, I think 30 years old, I'm not sure what. I haven't seen him play yet. So I don't know if I could put the cornerback position that high. Obviously, Darius Slay's a stud still. You can toss in Avonte Maddox, he says. Young corners like Zach McPherson, Tegu, and Kerry Vincent. Just, I don't know. I don't know if I'd put cornerback that. I'd put receiver. He has receiver at number 4. I'd put receiver. Man, I'd definitely put receiver above corners. I mean, look, man. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Nobody's talking about Quez Watkins. Quez Watkins is a stud. And now he's going to have even less pressure on him because of A.J. Brown. That's a bang, 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 1, 2, and 3. Zach Pascal from the Colts that they signed. I don't know much about him. Rager. Why do they still put Rager in there? Why are you still listing Rager on the thing, man? He's out. Get him out here. Round out the top 5. If they want to keep 6, they have intriguing options like John Hightower, Devin Allen, and Britton Covey. But I would put the wide receiver position probably at number 3 at least, even though they're young, man. Devontae Smith is a stud. Adding A.J. Brown. I think Quez Watkins is going to ball out. I think this is going to be one of the best receiver cores in the entire NFL. Call me crazy. I think so. Number 5, interior offensive line. Jason Kelsey's 34, but he's coming off yet another Pro Bowl season. Likely to remain very good in 2022. Landon Dickerson. He'll hopefully man the left guard position. And at right guard, you have Isaac Seumalo. The first crack at the position. Seumalo has struggled to stay healthy, but once was a solid left guard who's making the switch. And they have depth inside too. Cam Jurgens, Driscoll. So interior offensive line, defensive line. We're strong in the positions that matter in the NFL. But what haven't you seen yet on this list? Position that matters the most in the NFL. It's quarterback. Number 6, off-ball linebacker. Kazir White from the Chargers, young linebacker who was a stud, had over 100 tackles in one season. Excited to see what he can do. Nakobe Dean, obviously the rookie, who was listed as the best linebacker in the draft that somehow fell because of a rumored pectoral injury. At least that's what people are telling me. I never really figured out the whole story, but the fact that he fell to us is incredible. TJ Edwards was good last year. I'm excited for the linebacker position on this team because it's been a lackluster for many years now. So I'm excited for the linebacker position. Number 7, the tight end position. Obviously, Dallas Goedert has a chance to be a top 5 tight end again in the NFL. Who's behind Goddard? They added 6th-round pick Grant Calcaterra. Jack Stoll, I think I remember him. The depth isn't great, but it's hard to overlook the stud at the top. I agree with that. Number 8, edge. We're putting all the overhang guys together. Hassan Riddick is a huge signing. Technically listed at a linebacker. I don't remember. I don't watch him enough to know what he played with the Cardinals. But his numbers as far as rushing the quarterback are impressive, and it's awesome to add him to the defensive line. Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, Derek Barnett. Derek Barnett, if you could stop making stupid penalties, man. If you could just be smarter, that's all we ask. Just don't be a dumbass. Just don't hit people 20 yards out of bounds on 3rd and 90 in a playoff game. I've said all I've wanted to say about Derek Barnett over my time here on YouTube, but I might put the edge higher than that too. I think our defensive line is just going to be. I might go defensive tackle number 2. I might put the edge at number 3, and then the receivers at 4, and maybe corner at 5. I would go. I don't know if I'm putting corner that high at all. Anyway, number 9. Dave Zagaro has the quarterback. This is the toughest one to place because it really depends on what you think of Jalen Hurts. To me, Hurts is a borderline top 15 quarterback, which really puts him in the average quarterback in the NFL. Can he get better? Absolutely. We just need to see it, and having a good backup like Gardner Minshew helps this ranking. So he's being positive, but he's not going crazy. He's not, watch and learn, watch and see, guys. Everyone's going to see. All the haters are going to shut up when Hurts comes out throwing 50 touchdowns. We just don't know, and this is the season for him to show us if he can or not. If he comes out and has the same issues, then I think we move on. Gardner Minshew being the backup helps this ranking. I guess it does. I like Minshew as a backup. I like Jalen Hurts as a backup. In my humble opinion, the Philadelphia Eagles have 2 backup quarterbacks on the roster. But it is what it is, man. And number 10, he has running back. 10. That seems kind of low. I don't know. Miles Sanders is a good running back, but when healthy, he's missed 9 regular season games over the last 2 years. Yeah, he's always injured. And he has a fumbling issue. Last season, Sanders played in 12 games but had career high 5.5. After him, the Eagles have solid rotational guys like Boston Scott and Kenny Gainwell, who figures to have an expanded role in year 2. They are, however, missing a big bruising back like they had last season with Jordan Howard. Why does Jordan Howard keep getting snubbed? Jordan Howard keeps proving that he's good in the NFL and can't seem to remain on a football team. I don't know why. But I think Kenneth Gainwell will end up being the future running back of the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that. I think the dude's really good. He's really good. He just hits the hole. He just goes in a straight line. Miles Sanders, too much dancing around for me. Too much dancing, jumping sideways and fumbling the ball for me. Kenny Gainwell gets that rock. Bang, bang, right in the A-gap. Let's go. I like Gainwell a lot, man. 11 specialists, 12 safety. Yeah, I mean, who cares about the specialists? Like, are we ranking a kicker? Who cares that much? Jake Elliott, whatever. Punter, whatever. Who cares? 12 safety. Yeah, that's still the Eagles' weakest link is a safety position. Rodney McLeod, Anthony Harris, Marcus Epps. Who knows? They let Rodney McLeod walk, I mean. Anthony Harris and Marcus Epps. Anthony Harris was terrible last year when it mattered most in the end zone, tackling guys for costly pass interference penalties. Can't really cover that well once the player gets beyond the corners. I don't know. None of these guys impress me that much. Kavon Wallace was drafted from out of Clemson like a couple years ago, and the dude, for whatever reason, still can't get on an NFL football field. He tweets all the time like he's Brian Dawkins the second, but Kavon, when are we going to see you? The only time we saw you last season was when you helmet-to-helmeted somebody that ended up being a costly mistake in a playoff game. Was that a playoff game where he had that, like, hit the guy in the back of the helmet on the ground and got 15 yards? I don't know. But yeah, I agree with the safety being the last, but I'd put receivers higher. I'd probably put edge rushers higher. Other than that, man, the Eagles, we got some question marks.